Hello, folks. I'm Dave. The other guy down there is Scott. We are here to review Black Dynamite.
Dynamite.
2009.
2009, sucker.
Yeah. Solid. God. It was directed by Scott Sanders, written by, and I realized this last night, Michael J. White was one of the screenwriters.
Yes.
And I thought he was, but I wasn't sure. And Byron Minnis, and also Scott Sanders once again. The story was by Brian Mins and Michael J. White. So those are the guys who came up with the idea. Then they went and helped to write it for everybody out there. The cast, oh God, his Aunt Billy was Phyllis Applegate. Osiris as Obada Baba Tunde. Well, I can't even.
Some of these
name is Baba Tunde.
Okay.
Which is just funny to me. But I think that's the guy who was rhyming everything. I think that was the guy who was doing the Dolomite, where he rhymed everything.
Yeah.
William Bassett was Captain Yancey. And of course, there's Michael J. White as
oh yeah,
I
see
that Black Dynamite.
There was a lot of people I saw in there. What was a nice surprise for me was Tommy Davison.
Tommy Davison as the pimp
cream
guy.
corn.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Cream corn. Oh my God, these names. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The fact that they did this movie. Arsenio Hall was Tasty Freeze. I forgot that he was one of the pimps, and I thought that's who that was, but I wasn't sure because he looked really super skinny.
Well, they did a good job on. It took me forever to recognize Tommy Davison. It was his voice that did it for me. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I recognize him now. But yeah, this is dude. I texted you watching this. By the way, folks, this is Dave and I hit this time of year for Black History Month. We delve into Black cinema. This is starting a little bit later in the month because we just got a little sidetracked. But we're going to run far in and explore Black cinema for a little bit and see what shakes out. And Dave and I love Blaxploitation, and we're going to talk about that as we get into Black Dynamite.
Dynamite. What did you? I had seen this movie before, and I forgot. I knew that I liked it. I knew that it was funny, but I had forgotten not only how funny it is, but how well it's done. What did you think?
Okay, so this is the first time I've seen it. We've watched a lot of Blaxploitation films, and one of my favorite filmmakers is Rudy Ray Moore. What's not to love? Right. I don't know how these guys pulled this off, but the descriptions and everything call this movie a spoof. I'm watching this and I was like, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure it's a spoof because of the tropes used. Yes, there's gags. There's gags in here. I love Honeybee, where one second she's got a tear, the next it's gone, then it's back. We see this in these movies, and that's just a nod to Rudy Ray Moore throwing that shit together as fast as he can and messing up continuity.
Right.
They play the fights look just as bad. But here's the thing. It's one thing to go out and make a bad movie with bad acting. You've got to be really damn good at your acting abilities to act like you can't act. Or you're a poor actor. And everybody in here just brought so much to this. It ran a line that it was not, to me, wasn't spoofy, but it was funny. And it still had the message that the Blaxploitation films had. And that, so it was like, it was a good movie. I love it. I absolutely love Black Dynamite.
The one message Black Dynamite had for all the pimps and drug dealers: you're not going to be dealing drugs in my neighborhood, But Black Dynamite, I deal drugs in the neighborhood. That guy killed me. I forgot which pimp that was.
Oh,
he
God.
killed me because he liked Black Dynamite.
Yeah.
Black Dynamite's telling him he's going to kill him if he finds him. He's looking out to like Black Dynamite.
Well, see, and that's if you've watched any any
Oh,
of Rudy Ray Moore, especially,
oh
you
yeah.
see Dolomite, the Dolomite character, all over Black Dynamite. You
Oh
got the
yeah.
ladies, and oh my god, the opening intro was too funny. I mean, it was just there's a lot of inside gags that they play
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
black exploitation films with the horrible kung fu. Uh,
Which is really
Jeez.
weird because Jay White is, well, I think he's a master. I think he's a kung fu.
You
I,
might be
I hate
right.
to say it, but I do think he's a kung fu master, or he's karate. I'm not sure which form of
Yeah.
karate, but he's a black belt. He's like high
Well,
level black belt
and
stuff.
that just goes to show you not only with his acting and everything, he can make it look like he doesn't know what he's doing, or it's
Yeah,
just it's a lot of it's in the editing, the way it's shot. And yeah, there's some funny gags, but these aren't so far out of the realm of a Rudy Ray Moore movie.
these are guys from start to finish. I would I would I would beg to say that every actor in these movies were huge fans of the exploitation films. They were probably freaking master fans of Rudy Ray Moore, which we've got to watch another Rudy Ray Moore
Coming
this
up.
month. The cinematography, I want to look up I'm not going to do it now, but I want to see who won the Oscar for cinematography. Because if it wasn't the guys who set up this movie, they were robbed. They were
Oh,
freaking robbed. In the old black exploitation films, as a person was coming into camera, especially from another room, if they're coming through a doorway, they had this thing where everybody was out of focus. The person would come in and then it would focus on them. It wasn't meant to be. It was an accident, but they had such low budgets. Just keep filming, just keep going, and that's what they did. Occasionally, you'd see the camera do like one of these on somebody, like
mm-hmm.
the guy's moving, but it's not
Yeah.
supposed to be. They just either didn't know what they were
Film
doing or
costs a
didn't.
lot of money,
They,
so it
yeah, it costs a lot of money. These guys knew what they were doing. They did these shots. They did the camera sway and move on purpose. The sets, I can't get over these sets. We were just
dude,
talking a
these
little bit
sets
about it
are
before we.
incredible. Oh my god, so much detail in everything. And not
Yeah,
not only not
yeah,
only the sets, the casting on this. Every white bad guy looks just like they stepped out of a Rudy Ray Moore film or
yeah.
any of the 70s films. The Mr. Big character, and then I got the Mr. Dr. Wu, the
Doctor Wu. I forgot about Doctor Wu.
on Kung Fu Island. Of course it's on
We got to
Kung
go to
Fu
Kung
Island.
Fu Island.
Dude, I didn't even cringe at that. It's like,
No,
yes, you got to.
of course you got to go to Kung Fu
It's
Island.
gonna be a Kung Fu Island.
Oh my God. The 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 memories that he had. He'd remember something from his childhood. And there's like, I'm 18-year-old. What was it? I'm 18-year-old Black Dynamite, and you're my little brother, my little 16-year-old
Yeah,
brother, whatever his brother's name
yeah.
was, and you're all drugged up.
See, this started like so many films before it. This tough guy, his brother gets killed and he's comes back and everybody's scared because they know he's such a badass.
Yeah.
And I love how they played that up. It's like I said, all the tropes are here.
And
So
I'll tell
it's
you right now, if I had a body like Michael J. White, I would never wear a shirt.
I know, right?
I would never have a shirt on. People would be like, "Sir, excuse me, shirt and tie required." I'd be like,
You see
"Do you not
this?
see my pecs? Do you not see my body? I am not covering this body up."
We're too hard for this. Come too far as
if
a
I were,
people.
if I were Michael J. White, I would go do interviews shirtless. I'd just be like, "Yeah,
Ah, to be beautiful.
the little like muscle thing. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
what you're expecting." My God, it's just
Yeah.
that guy
This
was ripped,
is
and every time he had a chance, the character had a chance to have a shirt off. He'd have his shirt off or button down, just like any other black exploitation good guy, bad guy. They just always were out. Even even Dolomite, man. Or as rounded pudgy as he was, still he still did this shit.
God bless Rudy Ray Moore. I will never stop singing that man's praises.
No, heck no. Heck no. Kat and I were talking about him after we watched the movie, or after the movie was off, and we were like, oh my God, this, it's, I think he probably borrowed more from Rudy Ray Moore than anyone else.
It really feels it.
Did you, I don't know, did you ever watch, I got to get her name because Sally Richardson, but I want to get her whole name. You got to tell me it's not in here. Uh, Eureka was a television series on the Sci-Fi Network.
Right.
I loved Eureka. And I'm looking at this girl trying to figure out the woman that he's attracted to, the good girl, the
Gloria.
The good, quote unquote. And I'm looking at her, and it took me a few minutes because she's got the big Angela Davis.
Oh yeah,
afro
she's got the great afro. Yeah.
And I'm looking at her like, who in the heck? I know this woman. I know this woman. And her name was Sally Richardson. And now I can't even, she's not even in here. But I know it was her.
Yeah,
yeah, here it is. Sally Richardson Whitfield is Gloria. And I almost didn't recognize her because in Eureka, she plays a very, very, I don't want to say stoic, but she's a super scientist, the person that's in charge of all of Eureka. She knows what's going on. She's got common sense. She's, working between the corporate world and the government, and she's just trying to keep the peace. And in this one, her acting is spot on for the character she's portraying in this movie if they did it back in the 70s. That's what was my disconnect. Like, I'm looking at her going, I know who that person is. I know that person. I hear the voice. I know the voice. And there was just something about how she played this part that was so removed from what I was used to seeing her in that I was like, oh my God, that woman is such a terrific actress. And if I ever meet her, damn it, I'm going to ask her about this movie. Like, how did you prepare for this? How many movies did you go watch before you did this movie? It's incredible.
Well, it's obvious that the guys who wrote it and directed are fans of blaxploitation films, all the way down to the story setup. It is a by the numbers. It's a good movie. It's funny. It still has the same message that the blaxploitation films were putting out in the 70s. Yeah. And it's, dude, I enjoy this. I enjoy this film. I know it's like Rudy Ray Moore was not trying to make a stupid film or funny stuff. He was serious. These guys went and replicated that.
Yeah.
And didn't, without dissing the genre.
And that's just, exactly. They did not insult it with the satire. It's almost like I'm going to get you sucker, which was hysterical.
But it's a more Airplane-esque take. Yeah,
it poked a lot more fun at it. Like you said, Airplane. You want to go down the stairs? You want to get out of here the easy way?
Stairs or the window?
Way? Throw them down the stairs or throw them out the window.
But that was typical Wayans ridiculousness. And you expect that. But
even that wasn't insulting, which is great. But this, they took the time, the cinematographer, the directors, the writers took the time to look at all these old movies and go, I want this to look as authentic as possible.
It does, dude.
To the color coordination, the color matching, and color mismatching, the graininess of it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The fact that some scenes were really clear and other scenes were kind
exposure,
of
overexposed, underexposed.
Yeah. And you're just like, I'm watching it last night with that eye, the eye that we've kind of developed over the last few years. And I was stunned at exactly how good this is. I would love to meet Michael J. White and just go, dude, I know you did The Falcon. I know you did I've watched so many that Spawn, because he was Spawn.
Okay. Hey, you get this. He was, it was shot on Super 16 film.
Oh my God.
So this was, Yeah, it was shot like it
Holy,
would have been shot in the 70s. That's
so
why it
they didn't
looks
go digital. They shot it on film, old school, like
old
16.
school film.
Wow.
Then they digitized it for editing, which is what's done now. But yeah, it's shot on film. That's why this movie's beautiful and
Oh,
and feels like it stepped right out of the 70s.
I wonder if they use the old cameras too with the film, or if there was like a modern.
There's modern updates to the 16 mil, but who knows?
Just
I
curious. I
honestly didn't
wonder.
dig in enough on that. Um,
That's crazy. But the technical aspect of this is what I find
the trailer
amazing.
they shot on Super 8.
What did they shoot on Super 8?
The trailer was shot on Super 8 film for $500.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
This guy, he doesn't do
this
enough.
is wonderful.
He did a cowboy movie that I want to watch on Netflix. I forgot the name of it. But it's supposed to be like a spoof on the black exploitation westerns.
Oh,
I want to watch it. I don't know if it's any good. I don't know. But I tell you, I'd love to talk to him about this. Just how did you do it? How did you do this? Where did you get these editors from? Did you all sit in the same room? Did you have the big meetings where
yeah.
people go, look, this is my plan. This is what I want to do. I want to make a black exploitation movie that's funny on purpose. But if you're like me, the first time I watched it, I wasn't paying attention. I literally read, I think I watched it on Netflix. Did I just phase out?
Yeah, it's okay.
I
You'll
literally
come back.
watched it on Netflix and I read the little blurb and I was like, oh, black exploitation movie. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I love these movies. And it didn't dawn on me that it was a comedy because
I know, right?
I just had it on in the background and I was doing stuff and I forgot what it was. There was a line that brought me out of it, like out
There's
of
a
whatever I
few
was
that
doing.
was like, whoa, yeah,
And
you're
I turned around
obviously.
and I'm like, what did they just say? And I'm watching and I just started watching it and I'm laughing. I'm like, it looks like it was shot in the 70s. And I didn't recognize Michael J. White because his big freaking,
Yeah,
you know,
he looked like he stepped right out
mustache.
of that with the beard,
And
the
now
sideburns. Yeah,
when I see him without the mustache, I don't recognize him.
yeah.
And then he puts the mustache on. I'm like, oh, it's Black Dynamite. That's the guy. I would love to just pick his brain. If
God, I
nothing else,
know.
just 10 or 15 minutes. Like, how did you do this movie? I love this movie. What, why, how, where, when? And I know that he did the one scene in the pool hall where the guy comes in to take
Hmm.
over the fight. Don't worry, Black Dynamite. And he's like in his pose. He's like, I'll take care of him. Meanwhile, the guy could have been attacked by like seven guys while he's giving
Right.
this. But before that, the two guys are fighting, and the one guy really gets slapped. He doesn't really get slapped, but in the movie he does. And he says, motherfucker. And he starts like he's bowing up at the other guy that he's supposed to be fighting. They do a real quick cut, and it's a completely different guy that's supposed to be the same guy that just said, motherfucker. And the reason they did that, it was a Rudy Ray Moore movie that you and I have watched.
Right.
And I forgot which one it was, but that scene happened. The two guys were fighting. One guy really got hit. The one guy got mad and was actually
Yes.
trying to fight him. They fired the guy, got another guy in there to put the suit on. It was a
Yes.
complete.
Yes, I remember that. Yes, it's like what?
That's the scene that they're making fun of. But
Oh
my
my
God, it
God,
worked. I was
it's
just like,
wonderful.
oh my God, that is so hysterical. I just, folks, if you like black exploitation movies, if you like comedies, I'm just going to give my take now because I could sit here and literally talk about the backgrounds, the music, real quick.
Oh, damn! And it's made for the movie.
I am going off on a tangent now. The
Go for
music
it.
is black exploitation movie music.
It's beautiful.
If when you're just listening to it for and then you listen to the lyrics and they're hysterical. Most of the songs lyrics are hysterical in most of the songs, and then other songs are straight. They're just straight, storytelling. And then another song will come in, and you listen to the lyrics, and it's like, oh, that's funny. That's hysterical.
But
But
see, and that's
if you don't zone in,
Yeah, and that's one of the things I was going to say before we get to our takes here real quick is that's the whole plot of the movie. Once you see the main goal of the bad guys is
Yeah.
what will really let you know you're watching a comedy because they are all these movies usually deal with drugs being interjected into the inner city and to control the populace there and keep them down. This time they are poisoning malt liquor with a chemical that shrinks the dicks of the black men. So,
Yeah,
which brings us to one of my favorite lines, you dick shrinking motherfuckers.
I don't want to give the whole thing away. Like,
But
I don't
that's,
want to give away the ultimate bad guy just because it's so funny.
yes.
But
Yes, it is.
when they're figuring out,
Oh,
because
dude,
they've been in
yes.
the, they've
They're
been in the
making all the
warehouse.
leaps.
They found one warehouse that actually had drugs. They found another warehouse that had the Anaconda malt liquor. And they don't know what the heck's going on. The one guy's just drinking the malt liquor. I said, "This is great. That's the best tasting malt liquor I ever had." And he goes off on his own. He goes home. Meanwhile, the rest of the group is in the cantina, and they're talking, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. And the leaps and bounds
Oh
in
my
logic
God.
and
The mental
the
gymnastics.
ancient Greek philosophy and ancient Greek mythos and folklore that these men know, the
That's what
knowledge
was so
that they
funny.
have.
I barely knew any of that shit. And then, so you have a diner full, and it is funny that you don't expect these guys from the street that are, doing what they're
Yeah,
militant, they're
yeah.
revolutionaries basically, and they know all Greek mythology. And
Who is
even
the
the diners around is like, it was great. Great
who is
scene.
the god of war? Ares. Who is the Roman god of war? Mars. Who was
What's
their
Mars
cousin? Well,
backwards?
their cousin was the second one removed, and they're just doing all this, and they come up
And
with
Mars
some.
backwards is Ram, and Ram is Aries, and
You take the.
it works though. It was it. They made it. They made it, no matter how tenuous it was. It
Oh,
made the connections to
I
it.
I would love to be again. If I ever meet him, I'm gonna say, man,
Oh
how
yeah,
that, like you said, it's so tenuous and it's so drawn out. How did that writers group, whoever you were writing with at the time, was there more than the three of you doing it at once? Or was there like a group of people in there throwing the ideas around? Because that I lost track at one point, and then I caught back up. Like, okay, I see the connections, but how are they making these connections? But it all works out. It's so funny, and I'm like, how do you write that? That was a genius. Just that one scene in the diner or in the restaurant was absolute comic gold. And then they go find the guy who's got the malt liquor because they realize, oh my God, so and so.
I forgot. I forgot, and he is passed. I got to spoil this. He's passed out on his couch,
This is fine to
and
spoil because
with
it's
this
funny.
little micro penis sticking out of his pants. So they decide to kill him to put him out of his misery.
Well, they
It's a
ask
mercy
him
killing.
first. And the funny thing is, they zoom in on the micro penis and the count, and then in and out. They're just like
It's like, all right, we see it. Barely.
they just kept doing it. And then they finally go, they're leaving, and they're like, we can't leave a brother like this. We don't have any cure for it. Do you want us to kill you? Or do you want to die? And the guy's like, kill me.
Yeah.
He says something, and all you see is bang, bang, bang. It's so stupid. I'm sorry. I'm laughing too damn hard
Yeah,
at that.
the near the end of the movie, it really reveals itself as the spoof that it is.
Oh my
But
God.
God bless these guys for making a good film and not
It
just
was
a joke.
hysterical.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was absolutely hysterical.
Yeah.
And when he's working out with the karate guys, and the one guy's trying to crawl away and get away without getting beat up, he just keeps dragging him back onto the mat, beating the hell out of him.
Uh,
And it's just a workout, and yet he's just beating the shit out of these guys. Oh my
yeah.
God. I'll give my take real quick. If you couldn't tell by the way I was laughing at a couple of the scenes that I just remembered, this is a great movie. Again, if you like blaxploitation, if you like Michael J. White and you've never seen him in a comedy, go see this movie.
This is good.
Um, if you just like a good comedy, but you know about all the black exploitation movies, see this movie because this is the equivalent for me to uh high anxiety with all the Hitchcock movie references.
Hmm.
This has got a lot of references from a lot of black exploitation movies.
Yeah.
And if you do, oh, it's so funny and it's so good. And when you're first watching it, you'll be like, this is just another black exploitation movie. And then something happens. I'm not sure exactly
I forget
where,
where it is. At
but
some
you
point, everything
realize
just clicks, and it's
everything just, oh my God. And it was so funny. And when the first, like I said, the first time I saw it, I just thought it was an old movie. I had it on in the background, and then something was said. I hear something that doesn't like that's that's modern sounding or whatever. And I turn around and watch it. I'm like, that's what is this? What am I watching now? This is not what I was expecting. And Black Dynamite meeting the two little girls that are skipping rope.
Mama
Yeah,
said my daddy's name is Black Dynamite. Hush, little girl. Lots of people with that name or whatever.
yeah, yeah. Actually, a lot of people with that name in this neighborhood. Oh God, that was funny. That was hysterical.
There's yes, here's the thing. If you have not watched more than a couple black exploitation films, go watch some more if you're really into this in the genre, because when you watch this, you'll have a bigger appreciation for everything that he does. Watching this on its own without any knowledge or experience with the black exploitation film will leave it lacking probably.
Yeah,
For you and I, you see the references, you see all the tricks, all the nods, the tropes, and it's like, this is beautiful. Well done.
and you
That's
see
my take.
the technical genius putting it together. Like I said, the fade in,
Yes.
fade outs, the blurs, the camera shakes. It's all part
The
of that
editing, every bit
genre
of it, man.
because they were so low budget. They didn't have the money to fix anything in reshoots
No,
or in edits. So to do it on purpose,
that's got to be hard. That's got
that
to be
had to
hard to
be
do it on
even
purpose.
more difficult. Yeah. Yeah, that's the hard thing, to do it on purpose and make it look like an accident.
Yep.
That's just amazing to me. It
That's
is.
why a lot of comedies or why a lot of spoofs fail,
Mhm.
because they just go for the spoof and miss
Right.
the heart of the movie. A spoof
Right.
is going to feel like the movie, and it's a play. It's a fine line, man. It's just a fine line. So these guys nailed it.
Yeah, these guys knocked it out of the park. I thoroughly enjoy it. If we were going to give this on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say a 10. That this is that good for me. That I just love this movie. There's nothing wrong with this movie. It's well written, it's well edited, the cinematography is great. The acting is the acting is bad, but it's bad on purpose. And when you see
That's what I
the
say.
actors,
That
when you read their names, go to IMDb and read their names, see who these people are. And you're like, there's no way these guys were acting this bad
well,
on accident.
if you ever seen anybody, I've been in a lot of acting classes
Mhm.
throughout the years, and it's really hard to act like a bad actor
Yeah, especially if you're a
and be
good actor.
convincing because some people will overplay it and just go over the top. Everything
Right.
is so subtle in here. I like, except for at the very beginning with the guy with the British accent. That was a nice touch. His voice kept changing, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is beautiful. I caught that right off the bat. It's like, here we go.
And, and it's like a singer who's a good singer trying to sing bad. They've trained their whole life to sing beautifully or sing really well, and then they're told, "No, you don't hit the note right." You're like,
Yeah,
"What? What do you mean don't hit the note right?" All of a sudden, you're trying to sing bad,
you're
and
trying
you
to
can
sound like
tell.
somebody who's never sang
Yeah,
professionally, and you may not remember what that's like. So to be able to pull that off and make it convincing, like the
yeah.
acting is, yeah, dude.
The acting, you've trained so hard to act well, then somebody says, "No, no, no, read it like that guy in that movie last night, that we were all watching." Like the one guy. gives the stage direction before he says his line.
Yes.
Sarcastic. I say sarcastically or
Sarcastic.
sarcastic.
That's great.
And then he says his line, and I just died. I was like, oh my God, that's hysterical.
I
And the
know.
funny thing is, the character of Black Dynamite kind of looks around like he's looking for the director to say cut. And he's like, oh, he just keeps going. And I was like, oh my God, that's hysterical.
Yeah.
And we've seen movies where they did that, like
Yeah.
where they've literally talked about the stage direction. So yeah, this movie is so well put together. It's hard to notice it because you're so used to it from the other movies. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And to
Yes.
know
Because
that they had to purposely do it,
that's what makes it
the trick.
brilliant.
That's the trick.
That's
Like you said, these guys put a lot of time and effort into this. And the
dude.
love, the heart's there. The heart's there.
Yeah, it is. It is like it's a movie. It stands alone, or it
Mhm.
stands as a spoof. I definitely give it a recommendation.
Yep.
It's a fun one. It's a fun one. If you're a fan of black cinema and black exploitation genre, give it a watch. So there we go. Black Dynamite. Dynamite.
Dynamite.
So there you go, folks. If you like our show, hit the like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you next week with more.
Don't be a jive honky.
That's right, turkey. Later.